What up, people? It's Nickopz here, and today I'm going to be talking about how I feel about the Johnny Cage and Liu Kang nerfs. Now, I'm going to be pointing out that I am still not home, so if you're wondering why you see that ADJ on the screen, it's because I don't have my PS4 with me, so I'm still doing all my recording off the PC, in case you're wondering. Now, let's get straight into the video. First things first, Liu Kang and Johnny Cage. What were these two characters before the changes and everything? These two characters were honestly very, very amazing. And I'm not saying weren't like they're not good anymore, but they were up there and hated by a lot of the community, more Liu than Johnny. So yeah, these characters were not liked that much at all, and they got nerfs. So I'm going to be talking about the highlight nerfs and everything. I'm not going to be talking about the nerfs I feel like didn't personally matter. I'm going to be talking about the stuff I feel is meaningful. You know, the meaningful nerfs. So let's start off with Liu, because Liu was much more hated than Johnny. And I keep saying was. Liu's still probably going to be hated just because he's Liu and the nature of how you play Liu and everything. But yeah. The highlight of the Liu nerf is they nerfed this right here from +3 to, as you can see right here, let me go all the way down to this, -2. So yeah, that's a pretty hefty nerf. They nerfed it pretty hard for what it did before, because off of this before, you used to be able to do this into your pressure and go in with your pressure and everything, or even do this after you had them conditioned with the back one after this, because it was +3. So yeah, them taking that away from him has the community, I was gonna say like divided, but it's really not, because most of the community feels like this nerf didn't do that much, and I disagree heavily with that. Why I disagree with that is because you got to think about Liu Kang as a character. Liu Kang is a very, very basic character. So if you put it like this, so you can understand where I'm coming from. All Liu Kang does is this, and throw fireballs. That's literally it. So if you touch one thing from his arsenal, it's going to affect him more than people think. When you have a character that doesn't really do that much, and all he really does is the same couple of things, you can't think that them taking away one thing, while it might not look like it impacted much, it definitely did, in my opinion. Because Liu is a character so simple that if you even take something away from him, it's going to impact him. One of the things that mattered in this was something that mattered. Like if they take, nerf that or something, or what's something else Liu's don't use. Let me look. And if you're wondering why my PlayStation controller is registering, that's what I'm using. Like if you're wondering why you don't see, the key bindings anymore, if that's what it's called. But if they nerf something like this or this, that's different. But they nerfed one of his core tools. So I definitely feel like it affected him more than people think. Do y'all remember when Scorpion was top 5 and he was running around with that mid teleport being a menace? Well, after that nerf, people didn't think it meant that much, but people didn't realize that that's all that Scorpion did. Like all he did was abuse that mid teleport, so it affected Scorpion a lot. And if you don't believe me, you can go look where people were placing Scorpion, and then look a couple months after that nerf, if you just go and look around the time. But that's what people need to realize. When you have a character basic as Liu Kang, where he doesn't do much and he just does simple things and the same simple things over and over again, nerfing one thing is going to impact him. Now, I don't know why NRS always takes this route, to be honest, because in case y'all don't know, I feel like I'm the one who started really saying this first, because I don't know anybody else that has said this, but I always say this: don't nerf what makes a character good. Take away what they don't need. I personally feel like they should have nerfed. Let me show you this right here. But the kicks right here, I feel like he doesn't even really need all of this, and I made a whole video talking about it. And if you're wondering what I mean by it, I'm not talking about like the damage or anything. I'm talking about how plus he is after he knocks you down. Like, look at this. He got all the time in the world. Matter of fact, bring up the frame data. But I made a whole video talking about what I felt like they could have nerfed on Liu Kang before the aftermath. So look at that. Plus 43. He doesn't need to be no dang plus 43. Like, man, get in there and jump. He can back off all off of this right here. I feel like they could have nerfed that or touched the fireballs or something. But this right here, like, why? I just really don't understand the reasoning with that. Like, I just don't get it. But yeah, that covers Liu. So to recap on Liu, a lot of people don't feel like the nerf affected him, but I personally feel like it did. And I only think time will tell. Like, we'll see. You know, he's still good. He's still Liu. Basic, oppressive, easy. You know, he's still gonna do Liu things, but he just got one thing taken away from his arsenal that was very good for him. Now, for him to check you with 1-2, he's gonna have to complete the string much more, and you know, make you scared to get hit by that last hit. But honestly, that's not gonna be too scary, because you know, if you just throw this out right here, you could hit confirm into that. If you think they're gonna get hit by the last hit of that, you gotta commit. You can't just do whatever you want. Like, you know, oh, throw it out, okay, hit confirm. So they're gonna be guessing, am I gonna do this? Or, you know, I can just throw it out and hit confirm, but you can't hit confirm the last kick. So yeah, that's gonna be, we gotta see how that's gonna play out. But I personally feel like it impacted him much more than people think. So yeah, that's enough talking about Liu. Now let me get to Johnny Cage. Johnny, in my opinion, didn't really change much. Now I know what you might be thinking. Hold up, Nick. You telling me that Liu Kang's +3 going to -2 meant something, but Johnny's +6 going to +1, as you can see right here in these two moves, that's +1 now, and that is +1 now. And you tell me that didn't mean nothing? And yes, I am telling you that did not mean much at all. In my personal opinion, Johnny... Oh, and also something I forgot to mention in this video. If you're wondering why I'm using these two characters to talk about the nerfs and not making a separate video for both of them, it's honestly because I feel like these two characters are like a perfect shell. If you don't know what a perfect shell is, or the word shell, think of like games where there are like 3 characters. You can pick 3 characters, and a lot of people will, you know, get 2 characters and get really good with them, and then they'll end up able to swap out their 3rd character. That's what a shell is. Like in Dragon Ball FighterZ, if you use who can I think of, like Bardock and Goku, that's a good shell, you know. Or, well, let's not get into that, but that's what a shell is. And I feel like these 2 characters before Aftermath, I don't know about now, were a perfect shell. These 2 characters, you could just play them and cover every matchup in the game. You had to worry about nothing. So yeah, that's why I combined these 2 characters. Now back to Johnny. Why I feel like his plus frame nerf didn't mean that much at all, it's basically because I don't feel like that was the optimal way to play Johnny. If you feel like you can't play Johnny anymore because this nerf right here, I don't feel like you should have ever been playing Johnny in the first place. Johnny is a neutral based footsie type character that is meant to control the neutral and everything, and just have some plus frames along with that. Kind of like how Liu Kang is a oppressive character, but he has zoning. He's not really meant to zone, but he has it. In this game, Johnny is like a neutral based character and everything, and he had the access to the plus frames just to have it. I feel like that's not the way that the character thrived, by being oppressive, because, you know, first things first, he doesn't really have a very good mid or anything to oppress you with. He can still oppress you, don't get me wrong. He got, you know, the highs and everything, and the other variation, he got the force balls and stuff, so he can still definitely be oppressive. But I feel like his archetype is more of the neutral right here, not of the neutral, playing like the neutral heavy game with punishing and everything. That's what I feel like his archetype is, to do something like that, like, you know, get in this range, check you with this, and then go in and get his grabs and everything, and then play the lame game with the fireball. You're not gonna see a Johnny being as oppressive as Lou or anything like that. So basically, the thing with Johnny, I feel like this nerf didn't affect him too much, in my personal opinion, because he's still Johnny, like, and he has so many freaking tools. Like, up close, he got the mind games off of this, poke into that, and that covers him not having an amazing mid. Right here, he's scaring you with the forward 3 check. And then when he gets up close, he got the auto shimmies and everything, and it's still a plus auto shimmy, even if it's +1. And he got this right here, which is really good. Then once he gets full screen, he's chunking stuff at you and everything. This character is just complete, and I personally feel like Johnny is going to be top tier for the rest of this game's life cycle. I really do. And I feel like he's just perfect for this game, and he promotes the way that they really want you to play this game. So I feel like Johnny's going to be in a perfectly good place. I really do. And I feel like he's basically the same. If you were the Johnny player that thrived off of, you know, checking them with this string right here, and or even if you were just a lame Johnny that just stay right here, but more if you were a Johnny that stayed in about this range, you shouldn't be affected too much by this nerf. You know, he can still do this, and then with the spacing he gets off of that, he'll check you with the forward 3 and everything. I only really feel like this nerf affected him in the corner, because once he got you in the corner, then that's where he became like a Liu Kang type character. That's where he was oppressing you. But I don't really feel like the nerfs to Johnny did that much. You know, he's still Johnny, he's still the same, and I don't feel like, you know, like how Lou put you in a lot of situations where 1-2 meant a lot. This really didn't mean that much unless you were in the corner, in my personal opinion. So yeah, everybody, that is basically the video. That is how I feel about Johnny and Lou now, and I'm very interested to see how these characters both end up developing in the meta now that Aftermath is out. So yeah, everybody, that is the video. I hope you all enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out my Twitch and my Patreon, and Nickopz out.